So this is the 2021 Line X side-by-side giveaway, and I've got no luck, but my parents here on the other hand, luck was with them this year. So what this is, it's a Polaris General 1000 XP, which Line X bought and did their own custom touches to. It's a one-of-a-kind paint job. As you can see, they've coated it with their Line X material. They've done the seat embroidery, and they didn't cheap out on anything. This thing's fully loaded. It has the Rockford stereo. You know, it's the high-end model. It has the nice Walker Evans adjustable suspension on it. And we're going to tell you the story about how they won it, because it's pretty funny. So, they were up in the valley on a summer drive, and all that mother, take it from here.
We were up to the valley, and we needed a little round rubber gasket for a cooler that we bought. And my husband goes into the Line X place where we got the cooler at, and they actually took one of the rubber rings out of one of their coolers and gave it to my husband.
So they never had
charge.
one to sell, they just give you one off display.
Yes, here you go, sir, keep the customer. Very nice. They're very nice about it. So my husband comes out, I'm actually sitting in the truck waiting, and he comes out, and they have a side-by-side over there sitting on the trailer, and one of the gentlemen that was inside happened to come out along behind him. And anyway, my husband said, "Oh, well, what's that doing sitting there?" And he says, "Well, we're selling tickets onto it." He said, "For Line X." He said, "It's, you know, a gift." It's going, he didn't ask, $5 a ticket. So my husband looks at me with a grin on, and I'm going to buy a ticket. And he goes over, he buys one $5 ticket. He comes back smiling, and I'm like, "Well, honey, what are you going to do with that if you win it?" Shrugs his shoulder. "Oh, I don't know," he says. And I actually said, "Well, you know, it only takes that one to win." So, lo and behold, months later...
And this is the funny part of the story. This is my favorite part.
My husband had been getting, you know, some of these crank calls and...
foreign phone numbers.
And, you know, things weren't quite adding up. So, the first message that he actually got that he won, he swiped that right off his screen, and, you know, them goddamn
he actually
scammers.
thought that he was getting prank called about winning the side-by-side, because, I mean, let's face it, what are the chances, right? One ticket.
And that was like back in like the beginning of the year or something. It was before camping season. It wasn't being drawed for until like October. He totally forgot about buying the one ticket, actually. So we're sitting eating supper, and first thing his phone rings again, and oh damn, it's them people again. And when he actually answered the phone this time, he kind of gave me the look, because, you know, the phone was cracking and scratching, you know, on the call. Buddy was trying to talk but couldn't really make him out, whatever. So anyway, my husband just looks at me as if, yeah, he went outside, and I continued to eat supper. First thing he comes in, "Oh my God, honey, I won the side-by-side." And I'm like, "What?" And it took me a little while, and I went back to the day we got the rubber ring, and he bought the one $5 ticket.
And I think, I'm not 100% sure, I think there was 100,000 tickets sold on that. It was a North American wide.
That's what.
So US and Canada, both.
That's what the gentleman told us when we went to pick it up. So yeah.
Now he's had it, what, about 2 weeks? Had it about 2 weeks. He actually hunts and stuff, so he had it out on a hunting trip, and
5 days.
So far, right off the bat, the only thing he doesn't like about it is the color scheme, and I didn't even know this. The color scheme is actually supposed to be off of a new Ford truck, you said?
F-150.
like a new Ford F-150. Apparently they have a special model or something with this similar color scheme. So that's the only, I mean, it's just color, who cares? It's still an awesome machine. They also, I forgot to mention, they dressed it up with a full aftermarket exhaust here. Yeah, it's an MBRP exhaust, all stainless. So that's a pretty good aftermarket feature, cost a few dollars. He just mentioned to me here before we started videoing, his back tires are already starting to wear, as you can see, and he's only driven it a few kilometers. But if you have a look here in the tire, it says use on front axle only. So it seems that they've got the front tires on the back and the back tires on the front. So he's going to get that taken care of. The light bars, they put this nice big light bar up here, and the two in the center, and even this little guy, it's got a 4,500 pound winch. You can actually get at the disengage, so they installed it nice. It's in a good spot. Again, the Walker Evans fully adjustable. You got 6 inches of coil adjustment there, and then you got the turn adjustment on your bottle. They line X the rims. So this machine, he's going to use it. He already says he enjoys it. They told him it won't scratch on him, so we're holding him to it. Oh, there's a little chip in the tailgate there. But as far as driving around in the bushes or anything, you're not supposed to be able to scratch this up very easily. You actually probably have to put it up against something. I believe he said when Linex did the test, they actually rolled it down a hill or something.
No,
and one of the,
they did commercials. There was a couple of commercials made with.
Yeah, so this machine was in 2 commercials, but the one commercial they actually had flipped it on its roof and put it back on its wheels. So
yeah, he climbed Mount Newton, BC somewhere with it.
now this isn't Linex's problem, but if you guys are going to buy one of these, again, he uses the machine, but he doesn't abuse it. It's only a couple weeks old, and he's got some trouble here already. And what went on is his sidebar came off on him, came loose. The bolt must not have been tightened up enough from factory and wiggled loose. So maybe if you have one of these or going to buy one, you might want to take the time to pull those out and put some Loctite on them, because clearly that's all that happened, was it vibrated out. And just for the sake that it didn't look funny, he decided to pull the other one off to make it match till he gets it fixed. Do you want to grab the key and start it up? Show them the lights and the exhaust, and then that should make everyone happy. They also cranked the front suspension down when they shipped it. I mentioned to him he should turn it up a bit, and if it goes stiff for driving when he turns it up, then you can just adjust your bottle to soften it back up.
We have a guy who actually dealt in Polaris all his life sort of thing, so his career, so he's gonna do maintenance and everything.
And I've already vouched for him that he's probably not going to be able to hurt this, because if it's anything like my Scrambler, it's Polaris does make a pretty good machine. It's got a little bit of rumble. Not too loud, but louder than factory. Just give her a little shot. So yeah, these guys love it. It's got a real nice Bluetooth stereo. Can't have music playing because they'll say I'm copyrighting stuff, so.
Safety feature.
Yeah, seat belts, of course.
Seatbelt.
Oh, yeah, this is a feature that they like. So
if this seat belt here in the driver's seat is not fully locked in and engaged, this machine will not go over, I believe it's
5 miles an hour, I think.
5 to 10 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
And I actually felt that myself, because I was driving it and I didn't have my seatbelt engaged, and I looked at my husband, why
supposed to do. And Wayne said on the way out to his hunting trip, he actually had to drive down, you know, dirt roads for cars. And he said you can drive the thing along just like a car, which, you know, we kind of knew that because of the good suspension and stuff, but he's not someone that drives fast, so for him to drive an off-road machine 80 or 90, it's got to be a pretty good machine. Also has tilt steering, and when you tilt the steering, the gauges and everything tilt with it. I think that's pretty cool. It has four-wheel drive, four-wheel low, and it actually has differential lock, so you can lock the back end posi. All great features. And if you want to just snap the light bars on, you got no trouble to see where you're going. They actually hurt the eyes a little bit. So he thought about selling it when he first got it. I told him he'd be crazy too, because this is his ideal kind of machine. He had four-wheelers years ago. So anyway, that's the Line X side-by-side giveaway. My parents, the lucky winners. And we'll keep you updated onto it as time goes on if we have any troubles with it. And yeah, enjoy.
I found that.
Another thing I wanted to show you guys, so they got the speakers hid down below here in case you're wondering where they go. And it's got an open hole here, so you got storage room, and the floors actually have drain plugs into them. So these machines are meant to be used. You got the glove box, he's got the ass wipe in there for when times get rough. All kinds of 12-volt plug-ins.
One in there too.
One in here too, he says. And the radio or stereo is actually Bluetooth, so you can hook it right to your cell phone, do whatever. The only thing it really didn't come with, which I kind of thought it should have, they should have put a windshield onto it for him, or at least give him one with it for all the other accessories. But I mean, for $5, can you complain?
Not at all.